Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Today we're going to talk about a little bit about why crypto is slightly dumping after BAKKT. Binance is launching with 13 pairs, and we're going to also talk a little bit about JP Morgan's IIN hits 344 banks, and that means a lot of these banks are using Swift GPI, JP Morgan IIN, and RippleNet, which means there's not really going to be a standard in anything. They're going to use all three systems, if there's like JPM coin sometime mixed in, they'll probably use that, XRP, and something else if the banks use any of these coins at all. JP Morgan itself is definitely going to use JPM coin, but outside of them, the banks might use some kind of mixture. But JP Morgan's IIN network is built on a permissioned version of Ethereum called Corium. I'm guessing Corium has solved the scalability problem. Otherwise, JP Morgan wouldn't use it. They probably designed it somewhat differently from the beginning. It's working right now. There's several dozen banks already live on this information exchange network, this messaging network, and they are doing very low friction trading or frictionless trading because basically instant messages, instant information exchange. And among the more liquid corridors, that's really all you need. You don't really need anything else because there's always enough liquidity flowing through corridors like US Euro to actually make pretty much an instant exchange of money. Now, I don't think, because it is the banking system, I don't think this system or Swift GPI will really service the more exotic corridors, and that's where XRP really will thrive in the future. A small part of the world, it's only a very small percentage of the world's finances, but that part of the world's finances will actually grow in the future, and that's where the growth for XRP price, I think, will actually take place. It's a couple $1 billion a day right now, but that could grow to tens of billions in the preceding decades. Also, business transfers, some of them will use XRP2, some of them will use IIN, others will use Swift, and others will use different permission ledgers that JP Morgan or another bank will actually have. I know that large business transfers, they don't want it public, they want it private, they want it on a permissioned private ledger, and people like IBM, JP Morgan, they're going to be in that place to actually provide those kind of transfers. Same thing probably with a lot of like big forex trades as well. They don't want people to see like how much they're trading and who's trading that. So that's the whole thing. I think they're just going to use whichever case fits them the best. There's not going to be like JPM the standard or XRP the standard or anything the standard. I think like there's not going to be a one size fits all, and each player is going to take a small chunk of the market. So that's the expansion I actually kind of see in finances, remittances, and money transfers in the future. 344 banks, probably fairly similar to the number that RippleNet has on their network. Many of them are the same banks, which actually shows you that the banks aren't just adopting one system for everything. Crypto dumped after BAKKT. I think people just got afraid. They're kind of, well, I mean, let's just say this. People were expecting something from BAKKT. They were expecting BAKKT to pump the prices up. Obviously, because BAKKT already bought all their Bitcoin, they didn't just want to buy their Bitcoin like the minute before they opened their service because that would be stupid. It didn't really pump that much, so people got disappointed. Now they're selling out. Whether they'll continue to sell out, that actually remains to be seen. It might just be a one-day thing, and we might actually bounce back tomorrow, or we might have just more falling out. It's really anyone's guess right now. Right now, I would say like it's not a bad buy for Bitcoin. I mean, but if the previous months from like March to June they were pumping up to this, then we will see more of a retrace. Many people think that the CME gap of 8,500 will be filled, and we could be at $8,500 sooner rather than later. Possibility, not guaranteed. So that's the whole situation after the BAKKT and why it's actually dumping right now. Probably people are just upset that they didn't get rich soon right after BAKKT, but if they've been following the market, they should know that these exchange futures launches basically never are signals for gigantic pumps, not in this market. So that's the news for BAKKT. Also, the big one is Binance is launching with 13 pairs, but they're basically, for coins that we already know. They're for Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, BCH, LTC, BNB, and USDT. And if we actually look at the Binance US Twitter, which we're going to, we will see that we have more exciting news because they have 4 or 5 more coins. They have 4 or 5 more coins that they will list in Wave 2. And that's probably going to be coming in a few weeks. So that is the more exciting thing. and it does include ADA. So the phase 2 deposits are ADA, BAT, ETC, XLM, and ZRX. That is actually the coins that whose deposits are now open. Hopefully they will have a third phase soon. VET and HOT will be on there. But I'm glad that ADA is on there. I think that's reason enough for me to sign up for Binance.us because Coinbase does not yet have ADA. That's definitely a big boost for ADA itself. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe, and hit that bell notifications button. And also let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you, and have a nice day.